Hello everyone. We are presenting the effect of informal digital English learning and foreign language enjoyment on willingness to communicate, cases of Hong Kong EFL secondary students. This study was carried out in collaboration with 2 English secondary teachers in Hong Kong. Second language researchers have extensively studied second language speakers' readiness to enter into discourse at a specific time with a specific person or persons using a second language, which is the critical psychological step before actual second language speaking. According to McIntyre et al.'s heuristic pyramid model, Layer 6, social and individual context. Layer 5, affective cognitive context. And Layer 4, motivational inclinations, represent distal, long-lasting, and trait-like influences on second language willingness to communicate. Layer 3, situational antecedents, affects second language willingness to communicate in a more immediate, situational, and state-like manner. Empirically, second language willingness to communicate has been found to be influenced independently or conjointly by trait-like internal, such as age and gender, and state-like external variables, such as teachers and classroom environment. Since exam-oriented Asian students learning English as a foreign language often are not willing to communicate in English, researchers are becoming increasingly interested in Asian EFL learners' second language willingness to communicate. In 2014 large-scale international study, Asian second language learners, nearly 80% of whom were Chinese nationals, had the lowest levels of foreign language enjoyment, but the highest levels of foreign language anxiety. According to Fredrickson's broaden and build theory, positive emotions such as enjoyment can broaden the scope of second language learners' attention and expand the range of their proactive behaviors, such as asking more questions in second language. As learners explore and experiment with second language speaking, such as testing new second language expressions, they acquire second language speaking skills. They become more resilient, socially skilled, and fluent. In an increasingly digitalized world, contemporary second language learners are becoming more involved in language learning beyond the classroom. LBC is classified as LBC online and offline, such as extramural English, or LBC online, such as informal digital learning of English. According to review papers, EFL learners around the world are increasingly engaging in informal digital learning of English. We'll say idle. They learn and use English in extramural digital contexts that are unrelated to formal instructions. Because of the psychological benefits of autonomy, flow, social support, and the lack of affective filter, idle learners experience a greater range of positive emotions than negative ones. For instance, when second language learners are immersed in their favorite content, such as Netflix movies or English language dramas, they often lose track of time and go into a flow state. Students feel a strong sense of control over their idle activity when given the freedom to choose their own devices, such as smartphones, resources like YouTube videos, and learning strategies like searching Google for unfamiliar words. Idle learners feel more connected to others because they share similar interests with other members of online communities like fan fiction or gaming communities. Idle learners usually practice their English environments with low affective filters due to the absence of their teachers and classmates, two of the main causes of language anxiety. According to a recent meta-analysis, foreign language enjoyment is a strong predictor of second language willingness to communicate. It is subdivided into 3 dimensions: personal enjoyment, teacher appreciation, and social enjoyment. Previous research employed a composite foreign language enjoyment, that is a combination of personal enjoyment, teacher appreciation, and social enjoyment. However, certain foreign language enjoyment factors may contribute more to second language willingness to communicate than others, depending on one's personality, such as introvert, or socio-educational context, such as school environments that value test scores. To gain a more nuanced understanding of foreign language enjoyment's role in second language willingness to communicate, each of its 3 facets must be treated separately. Also, the majority of idle research has been conducted with Asian university students and European secondary school students, and this study could be expanded to include secondary school students in Hong Kong. In view of these gaps, this study aims to examine how each factor of foreign language enjoyment, including teacher appreciation, personal enjoyment, and social enjoyment, mediates the relationship between idle and second language willingness to communicate inside and outside the classroom among Hong Kong secondary school students. There are 6 hypotheses, and these show the definitions of all variables in this study. Receptive idle means idle activities where second language learners consume English information, whereas productive idle means idle activities in which second language learners produce information in English. Teacher appreciation is defined as the extent to which second language learners believe their English teachers are meeting their psychological needs. Personal enjoyment can be understood as the degree to which second language learners enjoy learning English, while social enjoyment means the extent to which the social psychological needs of second language learners are met in the English classroom. The definition of second language willingness to communicate in the classroom is a willingness to communicate in English in the classroom with a specific person or persons at a particular time, while second language willingness to communicate outside the classroom means a willingness to communicate in English with a specific person or persons outside the classroom at a particular time. This study included 308 Hong Kong secondary school students in total. The demographic information of the participants is summarized here. We used existing research instruments for measuring each construct. The data is normally distributed according to descriptive statistics. We also performed confirmatory factor analysis and looked at the average variance extract, composite reliability, and Cranbach's alpha values. According to the data, discriminant validity, convergent validity, and reliability were all acceptable. We performed a number of mediation analyses. That is, 6 hypotheses were tested, 5 of which were accepted, and 1, that is, H4, rejected. Here are major findings and discussion. Teacher appreciation, personal enjoyment, and social enjoyment mediated the relationship between receptive, productive idle, and second language willingness to communicate in the classroom. Personal and social enjoyment mediated the relationship between receptive, productive idle, and second language willingness to communicate outside of the classroom context. According to the broaden and build theory, the current findings make sense. Idle-induced enjoyment increases EFL learners' attention spans and their range of proactive actions, allowing them to practice their English. Students may become more resilient and more linguistically and socially competent as they gain English skills through trial and error over time, resulting in higher second language willingness to communicate. Outside the classroom, teacher appreciation had no effect on the relationship between receptive, productive idle, and second language willingness to communicate, because teacher happiness is contagious to students. Teacher appreciation may increase EFL learners' willingness to communicate in the classroom. However, the effect of teacher appreciation does not appear to extend to out-of-class situations when the teacher is not present. Also, the study took place in Hong Kong when social distance regulations were strictly enforced. So, when students ran into their NET teacher in the supermarket, which is one of the questionnaire items of second language willingness to communicate, their perceptions of communicating with others in both first language and second language might have been affected. Informed by these results, we recommend that teachers encourage EFL students to engage in both receptive and productive idle practice that is tailored to their specific interests and needs. Active idle students can be invited to share their personal idle experiences by demonstrating their favorite digital resources, such as English language dramas, learning strategies such as extensive weavings, and benefits such as improving English vocabulary, listening, and speaking. Teachers can also help students form special interest groups based on the idle activity that they prefer. However, participants' perceptions of foreign language enjoyment teacher appreciation, and second language communicative orientation might have been affected because this study was conducted during the pandemic. A replication study is highly recommended when a social distancing policy no longer influences participants in order to obtain more reliable results. Thank you.